Hello everyone, and welcome back. I am so grateful you have joined me today, and I can't wait to dive into something that has the power to change your life. There comes a time when a woman rises above jealousy, and when that happens, she steps into a power that is unshakable. She is no longer moved by who gets attention, who enters the room, or who is being noticed more. She has found something greater than insecurity, has found herself. A woman who stops getting jealous is a woman who knows her worth. She understands that comparison is the thief of joy, and she refuses to let her peace be stolen by things that do not define her. She knows that what is meant for her will come to her, and what is not meant for her will pass. This kind of woman does not chase validation because she carries it within her. She has no time to compete because she is too busy becoming. She is too focused on her own growth, her own journey, and her own purpose to worry about someone else's race. The moment she stops getting jealous is the moment she starts winning, not against others, but against the fears that once controlled her. She understands that love is not about possession. Real love is built on trust, and trust does not demand constant reassurance. She does not need to check up on people, track their every move, or fear betrayal. She walks with confidence, knowing that true relationships are rooted in honesty, not insecurity. This woman moves with a different kind of energy, one that cannot be disturbed by temporary distractions. She no longer wastes time doubting herself because she knows who she is. She does not shrink when others shine because she understands that another woman's beauty, success, or strength does not diminish her own. She has stepped out of the shadows of jealousy and into the light of self-assurance. And when a woman reaches this level of maturity, she becomes unstoppable. She radiates a peace that attracts the right people into her life. She moves with grace, she speaks with wisdom, and she carries a presence that demands respect without ever having to beg for it. So, if you see a woman who no longer gets jealous, understand this: she is not indifferent, she is empowered, she is not careless, she is fearless, she is not weak, she is wise. And once a woman reaches this level, there is no turning back. She has become the rarest kind of woman, the kind who knows she is enough. When a woman has found her true worth, she no longer measures herself against others. She understands that her value isn't determined by external circumstances, fleeting approval, or superficial comparisons. Her worth is rooted deep within, and it emanates from a place of self-acceptance and love. She no longer seeks validation from outside sources because she knows that her identity is not defined by others' opinions or achievements. She has tapped into the truth that her value is intrinsic, not transactional. This realization allows her to stop engaging in toxic competition and comparison. She understands that each person's journey is unique, and comparing herself to others only undermines her peace and progress. She no longer feels the need to prove herself because she knows she has nothing to prove. She no longer feels threatened by the success, beauty, or accomplishments of others. Instead, she celebrates them, knowing that someone else's greatness does not diminish her own potential. When a woman finds her true worth, she begins to make decisions from a place of security, not fear. She chooses relationships, careers, and opportunities that align with her values and purpose. She no longer settles for less than what she deserves, and she no longer tolerates disrespect or dishonesty. She holds herself to a higher standard because she understands that she is worthy of the best. Her confidence becomes magnetic, attracting the right people into her life, those who see her for who she truly is and appreciate her depth, not just her surface. Her relationships thrive because they are based on mutual respect and trust rather than jealousy, competition, or insecurity. She becomes the woman who has found her true worth, And because of that, she becomes unstoppable. When a woman operates from a place of security, she is anchored in the understanding that her foundation is solid, unshakable, and deeply rooted in her own sense of self. She does not depend on external validation or fleeting approval to feel complete. Her security is not influenced by the opinions of others, the shifting tides of popularity, or the changing circumstances of life. It comes from an inner knowing that she is enough, just as she is. This inner security allows her to make decisions without hesitation or fear of judgment. She is able to trust herself, her instincts, and her abilities. When challenges arise, she meets them with calm assurance, knowing that she has the strength and resilience to overcome them. She is not easily swayed by outside pressures because her confidence is not built on external circumstances, but on her own belief in her worth and potential. Operating from a place of security also means that she no longer feels the need to prove herself to anyone. She is not driven by the desire to meet someone else's expectations or to gain approval through her actions. Instead, she is motivated by her own values, purpose, and vision. She walks with a quiet confidence that comes from knowing who she is and what she stands for. This security allows her to build healthy, authentic relationships. She is not threatened by others' success or happiness because she understands that their achievements do not diminish her own. She knows that true connection comes from mutual respect, shared values, and the ability to support and uplift one another without jealousy or competition. She operates from a place of security because she understands that security is the key to a life filled with peace, purpose, and power. When a woman focuses on growth instead of competition, she shifts her energy from comparing herself to others to becoming the best version of herself. She understands that her journey is unique and her success is not dependent on surpassing or outshining anyone else. Instead of looking at others as competitors, she views them as sources of inspiration, understanding that someone else's achievements do not take away from her potential. She realizes that growth comes from within and that her path is about evolving, learning, and striving to fulfill her own purpose, not measuring up to external standards. This mindset allows her to invest her time and energy into self-improvement. She seeks knowledge, refines her skills, and develops the habits that will help her grow both personally and professionally. She understands that success is a process and the focus should always be on progress rather than perfection. By focusing on her own growth, she frees herself from the constant stress and frustration that comes with comparing herself to others. She also becomes a force of positivity, encouraging others to grow alongside her rather than seeing them as rivals. Her growth is not limited by the idea that there is a finite amount of success or happiness to go around. She knows that there's enough room for everyone to thrive, and she celebrates the achievements of others because she understands that someone else's success is not a reflection of her shortcomings. Focusing on growth means that she no longer wastes time in bitterness or envy. She does not measure her worth based on the progress of others, but instead compares herself only to her past self. She looks forward with excitement and commitment to her own evolution, and as she grows, she attracts the right opportunities, relationships, and experiences that align with her true potential. When a woman trusts the right people, she exercises discernment and wisdom in choosing the individuals she allows into her life. She understands that not everyone deserves her trust, and that trust must be earned over time through actions, consistency, and integrity. This ability to trust the right people comes from a place of clarity, where she knows her values, boundaries, and what she needs from relationships. She no longer settles for relationships that drain her or undermine her sense of self. She surrounds herself with those who uplift, support, and encourage her, understanding that the right people bring out the best in her. Trusting the right people doesn't mean blindly placing her confidence in others without caution. She has learned from past experiences and now uses those lessons to carefully evaluate who deserves a place in her circle. She trusts those who have proven themselves to be reliable, honest, and aligned with her vision. She values loyalty, transparency, and mutual respect in her relationships, and she knows that true trust is built on these foundational qualities. This trust also allows her to be vulnerable and authentic in her relationships. She no longer feels the need to hide parts of herself or constantly guard her heart because she has surrounded herself with individuals who value her for who she truly is. She trusts that the people in her life will honor her boundaries, support her ambitions, and provide the emotional security she needs. In trusting the right people, she also understands that trust is a two-way street. She is committed to being the kind of person others can trust by being reliable, honest, and supportive. This creates a cycle of mutual respect and trust that strengthens her relationships and deepens her connection to those who are meant to walk beside her on her journey. When a woman understands that love is not possession, she releases the need to control or own another person. She recognizes that true love is about freedom, respect, and mutual growth, rather than trying to dominate, manipulate, or dictate the terms of a relationship. She knows that love is not about making someone hers in a possessive sense, but about giving space for each individual to be their authentic self while growing together. This understanding allows her to let go of jealousy, fear, and insecurity, knowing that love thrives when it is free and not tethered by expectations of control. She understands that to love someone is to support their dreams, encourage their growth, and respect their individuality, not to mold them into what she desires. She trusts that true love does not seek to change the other person, but rather embraces them for who they truly are. She allows her partner the freedom to be themselves, knowing that a healthy relationship is built on mutual respect and understanding. She knows that love is a partnership, not a transaction. This understanding of love frees her from feelings of inadequacy or fear of losing someone. She does not cling to relationships out of desperation or need, but instead she chooses to be in them because they add value to her life. She does not feel threatened by the independence or success of others because she understands that love and independence can coexist. She recognizes that the best relationships are those where both individuals are strong, confident, and free to pursue their passions while supporting each other. When a woman understands that love is not possession, she creates space for a love that is real, deep, and lasting. It is a love that is rooted in trust, respect, and the mutual desire for growth, rather than fear or control. When a woman moves with purpose and vision, she navigates life with clarity and intention. She understands that time is a precious resource, and every action she takes is a step toward fulfilling the goals and dreams she has set for herself. Her purpose is clear, and her vision is not clouded by distractions, doubts, or the opinions of others. She knows where she's going and why she's going there, which fuels her determination and drives her to take meaningful actions. Every decision she makes is aligned with her vision for the future, ensuring that she stays on the path that leads her to the life she desires. Her purpose gives her a sense of direction, and this direction shapes the way she invests her energy, resources, and time. She doesn't waste precious moments on activities that don't serve her greater goals. and she remains focused even in the face of adversity. She understands that setbacks are not failures, but opportunities to grow stronger and wiser. With every challenge she faces, she learns more about herself and her journey, adjusting her approach when necessary, but never losing sight of her ultimate vision. Her vision also keeps her grounded in the belief that her efforts are not in vain. She sees beyond the immediate obstacles, trusting that the steps she is taking today will lead her to the life she has always imagined. She is driven by the desire to make a meaningful impact, not just for herself, but for others as well. She understands that a life with purpose is a life that touches the lives of others, leaving a legacy that extends beyond her own personal achievements. When a woman moves with purpose and vision, she becomes unstoppable, a force of nature determined to fulfill her calling. When a woman radiates peace and strength, she becomes a source of calm in the midst of chaos. Her presence alone has the power to soothe troubled hearts and restore balance to those around her. She carries an inner peace that comes from understanding her own worth, knowing that no external circumstance can disturb the tranquility she has cultivated within. This peace isn't born from avoidance or passivity, but from a deep acceptance of herself and her life. She has learned to let go of the things she cannot control and focus on what she can change, which brings her a profound sense of serenity. At the same time, this peace is not a sign of weakness. It is backed by strength. She is strong enough to face the storms of life with grace and resilience. Her strength comes from within, grounded in her belief in herself and her ability to handle whatever life throws her way. She has faced challenges, learned from them, and emerged stronger, wiser, and more confident in her ability to navigate life's ups and downs. Her strength is not about being unshakable or impervious to hardship, but about embracing vulnerability and finding the courage to stand tall, even in the face of adversity. The combination of peace and strength makes her unmovable in the face of negativity or criticism. She does not allow the opinions of others or the weight of external pressures to dictate her emotional state. Her peace keeps her grounded, and her strength ensures that she remains true to herself and her purpose. When a woman radiates peace and strength, she becomes a beacon of stability and inspiration to those around her, showing them the power of being calm, composed, and unyielding in the pursuit of their own peace. When a woman embodies peace and strength, she not only transforms herself, but also becomes a catalyst for transformation in others. Her journey is a testament to the power of self-awareness, purpose, and unwavering faith in her own abilities. She is a living example that true strength does not lie in dominance or control, but in the ability to remain calm, centered, and resolute no matter the external circumstances. Her peace is not passive. It is an active, conscious choice to focus on what matters and release what doesn't serve her. She understands that the greatest power she holds is within her, and it is this power that allows her to walk through life with confidence, grace, and an unshakable belief in her worth. To every woman who dares to step into her true power, remember this: you are a force of nature, and the world cannot help but be changed by the peace and strength you radiate. Stand tall, walk with purpose, and trust in the incredible power you possess. Never forget that your true worth is already inside you. No one can take it, and nothing can diminish it. You are enough, and the world is waiting for you to rise, to inspire, and to show everyone what a woman who knows her value can achieve. Hello everyone, and welcome back. I am so grateful you have joined me today. And I can't wait to dive into something that has the power to change your life. Every man, whether he admits it or not, seeks something deeper than what the eyes can see. He is drawn not just to the physical, but to a presence, a character, and a spirit that resonates with his soul. A woman of this caliber stands out, not because she demands attention, but because she embodies qualities that make her irreplaceable. A woman who knows her purpose commands respect. She doesn't wander aimlessly through life, waiting for someone to define her value. Instead, she carries a sense of destiny that shapes her decisions and actions. A man can't help but be captivated by someone who is clear about where she's going and what she's called to do. Purpose creates alignment, and alignment fosters longevity in any relationship. Her emotional stability becomes a sanctuary. Life is full of storms, and men often carry unspoken burdens. A woman who meets adversity with calm and wisdom offers more than comfort, she offers peace. Her presence reassures and her wisdom uplifts. She becomes a partner in navigating the complexities of life, someone he can lean on without fear of judgment. Jakey, confidence and self-worth are like magnets. A woman who knows her value never chases validation because she understands her worth doesn't come from others, it comes from within. When a man encounters a woman who values herself, he instinctively values her too. She teaches him, not by words, but by example, how she expects to be treated. But it doesn't stop there. She nurtures without diminishing herself. She supports without losing her own identity. A woman like this creates an environment where a man feels empowered to be his best self. She doesn't compete with him, she complements him. She sees his flaws and doesn't magnify them, but chooses to inspire him toward greatness. Trust is the foundation of everything. A woman of integrity builds trust like a fortress, unshakable and enduring. She is truthful, consistent, and dependable. A man never has to question her loyalty or her intentions because her character speaks louder than her words. This kind of trust removes fear, doubt, and insecurity from the relationship, allowing it to thrive. Finally, she never stops growing. She is a lifelong learner, always evolving and adapting to new challenges. This makes her dynamic, interesting, and resilient. A man sees in her a partner who will stand the test of time, someone who grows alongside him rather than remaining stagnant. Growth isn't just about personal improvement, it's a statement of commitment to the future. These women don't just attract men, they inspire them. They challenge men to become better, to reach higher, and to dream bigger. A man who finds such a woman knows he has encountered something rare, something sacred. And when you possess something of such value, you do everything in your power to never let it go. This is why men never leave women like this. They are not merely partners, they are treasures. They transform relationships into covenants, and their presence turns ordinary lives into extraordinary journeys. Such women are not found every day, but when they are, they leave a legacy that no man ever forgets. A woman with a clear vision and purpose is a force to be reckoned with. She understands who she is, why she exists, and where she is going. Her life is not defined by fleeting trends or the opinions of others, but by a deep sense of calling that shapes her decisions and guides her every step. This clarity creates an aura of confidence and focus that is magnetic to those around her. Such a woman does not merely dream, she takes deliberate action toward her goals. Her vision is not just about personal success, but also about contributing meaningfully to the world around her. She inspires those in her life to rise higher because her life itself is a demonstration of discipline and determination. She refuses to settle for mediocrity, knowing that her purpose is tied to something greater than herself. This type of woman is resilient in the face of challenges because her vision provides her with a roadmap through life's difficulties. She doesn't crumble under pressure, but uses setbacks as opportunities to learn and grow. Her purpose gives her a sense of direction, even in uncertain times. And this stability becomes a source of strength for those who are connected to her. Men in particular are drawn to her because she brings clarity and meaning to the relationship. Her purpose aligns with his, creating a partnership that is driven by shared goals and mutual respect. She becomes more than just a companion. She becomes an inspiration. Emotional stability and wisdom are rare qualities that set a woman apart as a pillar of strength in any relationship. A woman who possesses these traits is not easily swayed by the ups and downs of life. She has developed a deep sense of self-control and understanding, allowing her to approach challenges with a calm and composed demeanor. This stability is not a sign of indifference, but rather a reflection of her inner peace and emotional maturity. Her wisdom comes from a place of experience, reflection, and a willingness to learn. She understands that emotions are powerful, but must be managed wisely to maintain balance and harmony. This wisdom enables her to navigate conflicts with grace, avoiding unnecessary drama or reactive behavior. Instead of escalating tensions, she becomes a calming presence. She becomes a calming presence, diffusing situations with understanding and compassion. This woman doesn't suppress her emotions. She channels them constructively. She knows when to speak, when to listen, and when to step back to allow clarity to emerge. Her ability to maintain equilibrium in stressful situations makes her a source of comfort and reassurance to those around her. In a relationship, this emotional steadiness creates a safe space for her partner to express himself without fear of judgment or rejection. Her wisdom allows her to discern when to offer advice, when to simply be present, and when to encourage growth. This balance fosters trust and deepens the connection, making her an indispensable partner in life's journey. Self-worth and confidence are the hallmarks of a woman who knows her value. She doesn't seek validation from others because she understands that her worth is intrinsic and not determined by external opinions or circumstances. This awareness creates a strong foundation that allows her to stand firm in her beliefs and decisions, even when faced with opposition or criticism. A confident woman exudes an energy that commands respect. She carries herself with dignity, not arrogance, and this quiet assurance draws people toward her. She doesn't feel the need to compete or compare herself to others because she recognizes her unique strengths and contributions. This self-assuredness allows her to celebrate the successes of others without feeling diminished, fostering healthy and supportive relationships. Her sense of self-worth enables her to set boundaries and communicate her needs effectively. She doesn't tolerate disrespect or settle for less than she deserves because she understands the importance of mutual respect and reciprocity in relationships. This clarity in her expectations ensures that those around her understand how to treat her, and it naturally filters out relationships that don't align with her values. Her confidence is not just about outward appearance. It's rooted in her character, skills, and the knowledge of her purpose. This inner strength empowers her to take risks, embrace challenges, and pursue her goals with determination. She inspires others, not by trying to prove herself, but simply by being authentic, grounded, and unapologetically true to who she is. Birth is the unofficial nature of a feminine teaching and example. Of this, I know for a fact because the teaching is on the first page of my book. And by the way, its information is found in an unofficial nature, which is one of the most powerful qualities a woman can possess. It stems from an innate ability to care deeply for others, combined with the wisdom to provide encouragement and guidance without overstepping boundaries. This kind of woman creates an atmosphere where people feel valued, understood, and inspired to reach their full potential. Her nurturing spirit is not about being self-sacrificing to the point of neglecting herself, but about recognizing the importance of fostering growth in those around her. She knows how to listen without judgment, offering a safe space for vulnerability and honest communication. Her presence becomes a refuge for her partner, friends, and family, where they feel free to share their struggles and dreams. Supportive by nature, she doesn't impose her solutions, but instead empowers others to find their own path. She celebrates their successes wholeheartedly and stands by them during their failures, always encouraging resilience and perseverance. Her belief in the potential of others is contagious, inspiring confidence and motivation in those she supports. In a relationship, her nurturing qualities create a bond that is deeply fulfilling. She doesn't seek to control or overshadow her partner, but rather to uplift and collaborate. She understands that true partnership is about mutual growth, and her support helps her partner become the best version of himself. This balance of care and empowerment is what makes her presence indispensable in the lives of those she loves. Unwavering integrity is the cornerstone of a woman's character, defining her as someone who is consistent, honest, and trustworthy in all areas of her life. Integrity is not about perfection. It is about alignment. Alignment between her values, words, and actions. She doesn't compromise her principles for convenience or approval, and this consistency builds a foundation of respect and reliability in her relationships. A woman of integrity is truthful even when honesty is difficult. She speaks with authenticity and lives in a way that reflects her inner convictions. Her promises are not made lightly, and when she gives her word, she follows through. This dependability makes her someone others can count on, and it fosters trust that is unshakable. Her integrity extends beyond her interactions with others. It is evident in how she handles challenges, treats herself, and navigates opportunities. She does not cut corners or take shortcuts to achieve her goals, understanding that lasting success is built on ethical decisions. This commitment to doing what is right, even when no one is watching, sets her apart as a person of depth and substance. In a relationship, her integrity becomes the bedrock of trust. The partner never has to question her loyalty or intentions because her actions consistently reinforce her words. This kind of transparency creates a secure environment where love and respect can flourish. Her unwavering integrity not only strengthens her character, but also inspires others to live with greater honesty and accountability. Constant growth and adaptability are the hallmarks of a woman who understands that life is a continuous journey of learning and evolving. She refuses to remain stagnant, knowing that the world is ever changing and that true strength lies in her ability to adapt while staying rooted in her values. This mindset makes her a dynamic individual, capable of thriving in both stability and uncertainty. And her commitment to growth is evident in how she seeks opportunities to improve herself, whether through education, skill development, or personal reflection. She doesn't wait for change to happen to her. She takes the initiative to create it in her own life. This proactive attitude inspires those around her, showing them that progress is always possible, regardless of the obstacles. Adaptability is another defining feature of her character. She understands that life rarely goes according to plan, and instead of resisting change, she embraces it. This doesn't mean she abandons her goals. Rather, she adjusts her approach to meet new circumstances with resilience and creativity. Her ability to pivot in challenging situations makes her a source of stability and innovation, even in the face of uncertainty. In relationships, her adaptability ensures that she grows alongside her partner rather than apart from them. She is open to new perspectives and willing to compromise when necessary without losing sight of her individuality. Her capacity for growth and flexibility creates a partnership that evolves naturally over time, grounded in mutual respect and shared progress. The responsibility creates a partnership that evolves naturally over time, grounded in mutual respect and shared progress. A woman who embodies these qualities, purpose, emotional stability, self-worth, a nurturing spirit, unwavering integrity, and constant growth, is not just a partner, she is a cornerstone in the foundation of any relationship. She is the kind of woman who inspires others to be their best, challenges them to grow, and creates an environment of love, respect, and stability. Her presence is transformative, not because she demands loyalty, but because she earns it through the life she lives and the values she upholds. Men don't leave women like this because they recognize that her worth is far greater than anything the world can offer. She is not just a woman to be loved. She is a woman to be cherished, honored, and protected. The message is clear. Becoming a woman of this caliber is not about seeking validation, but about becoming the best version of yourself. When you invest in your purpose, guard your heart, and cultivate these qualities, you create a legacy that touches lives and leaves an indelible mark. Such a woman doesn't need to chase love. It finds her and stays because her value is undeniable and irreplaceable. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm so grateful you have joined me today. And I can't wait to dive into something that has the power to change your life. Life will always test you through people. Some will lift you, others will try to break you. But the way you respond determines your power. There will be times when a man hurts you through his words, his actions, or even his silence. And the natural instinct is to react, to retaliate, to prove a point. But I urge you to step into a higher realm. When a man wounds your heart, do not give him the satisfaction of seeing you broken. Instead, confuse him with your wisdom. Nothing unsettles a person more than seeing you thrive in the face of their expectations for your downfall. When you refuse to be shaken, when you refuse to lash out in pain, you send a message that you are beyond their control. Do not beg for an apology. Do not plead for their attention. Instead, let your silence be a lesson. Your peace be a weapon, and your success be a response louder than any words you could ever speak. True strength is found in restraint. Many expect drama, expect tears, expect desperation, but you will confuse them. Because you will walk away with your dignity intact. You will smile when they expect you to crumble. You will flourish when they assume you will fade. And you will rise, not in anger, but in purpose. Your value does not decrease because someone fails to see it. A diamond is still a diamond, whether held in the hands of a king or dropped in the dust. It remains precious. And so do you. No rejection, no betrayal, no insult can redefine who you are. The moment you realize this, you become untouchable. You become a force that no amount of hurt can diminish. Redirect your energy. Do not waste it trying to change someone's heart. Use it to change your life. Build yourself. Grow in wisdom. Focus on your purpose. Let your actions be the evidence that you are built on something greater than emotions, because when your foundation is strong, no storm can shake you. Pain is an inevitable part of life. People will disappoint you, betray you, and sometimes intentionally try to hurt you. But your power is not in avoiding pain, it is in rising above it. The ability to rise above pain is not about suppressing your emotions or pretending that you are unaffected. It is about choosing to elevate your response, refusing to be consumed by bitterness, and allowing pain to refine you instead of define you. When someone hurts you, the immediate reaction is often to lash out, seek revenge, or drown in sorrow. But pain is a test of your strength. It reveals what you are made of. If you allow it to control you, you become a prisoner to someone else's actions. But if you choose to rise above it, you take back control. You show that your peace is not dictated by circumstances or people. Rising above pain means understanding that you are more than the hurt you experience. It means refusing to let someone's mistreatment lower your character or make you bitter. Bitterness is a poison that does not destroy your enemies, it destroys you. When you hold on to pain, you give it permission to shape your future. But when you release it, you make space for growth, healing, and elevation. The greatest power you can ever have is emotional mastery. It is the ability to look pain in the face and say, "You will not break me." This is not weakness. It is the highest form of strength. It takes wisdom to walk away, courage to forgive, and confidence to move forward without looking back. You were not created to be defined by your wounds. You were created to rise above them. Emotions are powerful, but they should never control you. Mastering emotional control is not about suppressing how you feel. It is about directing your emotions with wisdom. When someone hurts you, the most common response is to react impulsively, either in anger, sadness, or frustration. But true strength is shown when you can feel deeply and yet respond thoughtfully. When you let emotions dictate your actions, you give power to the one who caused the pain. They expect you to be broken, to react with rage, to seek revenge, or to beg for their attention. But when you control your emotions, you confuse them. You show them that your peace is not dependent on their behavior. You do not allow temporary pain to dictate permanent decisions. Instead of reacting to the storm, you become the calm within it. Mastering emotional control does not mean you do not feel hurt. It means you do not let hurt turn you into someone you are not. It means you refuse to let pain make you bitter, insecure, or fearful. You do not allow temporary disappointment to make you lose sight of your true value. A moment of anger or sadness does not deserve the power to change the course of your life. People who master their emotions do not seek validation from others. They do not let rejection shake their confidence. They do not let betrayal destroy their vision. They take every painful experience and use it as fuel to grow stronger. They understand that emotions are temporary, but the way they handle them will shape their future. Control over emotions is control over destiny. It is the difference between being a victim of circumstances and becoming the author of your own story. Grace is not a sign of weakness. It is the highest display of strength. When someone wrongs you, the natural instinct is to retaliate, to make them feel the pain they inflicted on you. But true power lies in responding with grace, in refusing to be pulled into a cycle of negativity. Grace is the ability to rise above the offense and maintain your dignity, even when others do not deserve it. Responding with grace does not mean tolerating mistreatment or pretending that pain does not exist. It means choosing wisdom over impulsiveness, peace over chaos, and self-respect over unnecessary battles. It means recognizing that not every action deserves a reaction, and not every insult requires a response. There is a greater strength in silence than in unnecessary words, and there is more power in composure than in anger. People expect retaliation when they hurt you. They expect an emotional reaction, a heated response, or even a desperate attempt to hold on to them. But when you respond with grace, you shift the power dynamic. You show them that their actions do not control your character. You make it clear that your worth is not dependent on their treatment of you. You refuse to give them the satisfaction of seeing you broken. Grace is choosing peace even when you have every reason to be bitter. It is walking away with your head high rather than engaging in unnecessary conflicts. It is letting go of resentment, not for them, but for yourself. When you respond with grace, you do not lose, you win. You win your peace, your self-respect, and your ability to move forward without being weighed down by negativity. Grace is not just a response, it is a declaration that you refuse to be reduced by someone else's action. Your value is not determined by how someone treats you. It is not measured by their acceptance, approval, or validation. When a person hurts you, it is easy to question your worth, to wonder if you were not enough, if you should have done more, or if something about you needs to change to be loved and respected. But the truth is, your value remains constant regardless of how others perceive you. Embracing your value means understanding that you are already complete. You do not need to prove yourself to anyone who fails to recognize your worth. When someone mistreats you, it is not a reflection of your shortcomings. It is a reflection of their inability to appreciate what is valuable. Gold does not lose its worth because someone walks past it. A diamond remains precious even if it is discarded by those who do not understand its brilliance. You are no different. When you truly embrace your value, you stop settling for less than you deserve. You stop begging for love, attention, or respect from those who refuse to give it. You recognize that walking away from what does not serve you is not a loss, it is a gain. People who do not appreciate your presence should not have the privilege of your energy. You do not have to chase anyone to prove your worth, because real value is never desperate to be seen. Energy is one of the most powerful resources you have, and where you direct it determines the course of your life. When someone hurts you, it is tempting to focus on them, on what they did, why they did it, and how unfair it was. But every moment spent dwelling on pain is a moment lost from building something greater. Redirecting your energy means taking the focus off of what was lost and placing it on what can be gained. It is about refusing to waste your strength on revenge, anger, or regret, and instead using it to elevate yourself. Dwelling on pain keeps you stuck, but shifting your focus sets you free. Instead of replaying old conversations or waiting for an apology, invest that energy into your growth. Pour it into your passions, your goals, and your future. Pain has the power to destroy, but it also has the power to build. The difference is in how you use it. Those who turn their wounds into wisdom, their disappointments into motivation, and their heartbreak into purpose are the ones who rise above. Redirecting your energy is an act of self-respect. It means choosing to move forward rather than being trapped in a cycle of resentment. It means refusing to give your power away to someone who does not deserve it. The best response to hurt is success, peace, and transformation. When you shift your focus from what was taken from you to what you can create, you reclaim control. Every experience, even painful ones, can be fuel for something greater. You can use that energy to become stronger, wiser, and more unstoppable than ever before. The past cannot be changed, but your future is still in your hands. Where you direct your energy will determine what happens next. Silence is one of the most powerful responses you can give when someone hurts you. It carries a weight that words often cannot. When people expect an argument, a reaction, or an emotional breakdown, silence disarms them. It forces them to sit with their own actions without the distraction of your response. It is in silence that people begin to realize what they have done. And sometimes the absence of your words speaks louder than anything you could say. Silence is not weakness. It is control. It is the ability to withhold unnecessary words, to choose your battles wisely, and to refuse to engage in conversations that drain your peace. When someone expects you to fight for their attention or argue for your worth, silence removes that power from them. It shows that you are not desperate for validation, nor are you willing to lower yourself to their level. Not every situation requires a response. Some people do not deserve an explanation, a defense, or a reaction. Silence protects your energy and keeps you from saying things in the heat of emotion that you might later regret. It allows you to observe, reflect, and make decisions from a place of wisdom rather than impulse. There is nothing more unsettling than realizing someone has chosen peace over chaos. When you refuse to engage in unnecessary conflict, you communicate strength. When you walk away without arguing, you show self-respect. When you choose silence over retaliation, you prove that you are in control of yourself. Silence allows you to rise above the situation rather than be consumed by it. It is a reminder that your energy is too valuable to be wasted on people who do not appreciate it. Sometimes, the best response is no response at all. Life will always present moments of pain, disappointment, and betrayal. But your strength is revealed in how you move forward. When someone hurts you, it is easy to get stuck in the emotions of the past, replaying what was said or done, but dwelling on pain does not change the situation. It only keeps you chained to what no longer serves you. Moving forward unshaken means refusing to let hurt define your steps. It means understanding that pain is a part of the journey, but it does not control the destination. When you choose to move forward without bitterness, you reclaim your power. People may expect you to crumble, to become consumed by anger or regret, but when you walk away with confidence, you disrupt their expectations. Strength is not found in how loudly you respond to pain, but in how gracefully you rise above it. Moving forward does not mean acknowledging the lesson, taking what you need from it, and refusing to let it break you. Your future is too valuable to be held hostage by past wounds. Letting go is not a sign of weakness. It is proof of wisdom. You cannot build a new chapter while still clinging to an old one. When you move forward unshaken, you show that your foundation is built on something stronger than temporary emotions. You walk with certainty, not because you were never hurt, but because you chose not to stay hurt. Every painful experience is either a weight or a stepping stone. The choice is yours. You can carry it as a burden or use it to climb higher. Moving forward unshaken means refusing to let anyone or anything steal your peace. It means standing firm, knowing that nothing has the power to break what is built to last. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. When someone hurts you, the greatest revenge is not anger, retaliation, or proving a point. It is rising above, mastering your emotions, and refusing to be controlled by the actions of others. Your strength is not in how loudly you respond, but in how powerfully you move forward. You were not created to beg for love, to chase after those who discard you, or to be reduced by someone else's inability to see your worth. Your power lies in your ability to stand tall, to redirect your energy, and to rise stronger from every wound. You confuse those who try to break you when you choose grace over bitterness, silence over unnecessary conflict, and progress over pain. Let them wonder why you did not react. Let them be unsettled by your peace. Let them see you flourish when they expected you to fall. Do not allow temporary pain to make you forget who you are. You are valuable, unshaken, and destined for greater things. Move forward with confidence. Do not look back. The greatest response to hurt is to become so strong, so fulfilled, and so at peace that no one, not even those who wounded you, can recognize the person you have become.